Just keep your eyes closed, please. Share these thoughts. See the immediate, instantaneous nature of meditation. Effortless, immediate. Just like the outer landscape. The space is immobile. The space never moves. Formless, immobile. In which mountains, stars, jungles, everything exists. Nothing, whether it is a star or a galaxy, a small hillock or a mountain range, a drop of water or the ocean, nothing is more expansive than space. Space is at once everywhere. Yet, when we look, and if you ask somebody to describe what he sees, he shall talk about the immediate plant nearby, or the hillock nearby, or the stars and galaxies in vast space. But nobody recognizes or describes the space in which the person is existing, and all that he describes is existing. Space effortlessly existing all times. Same way in your inner landscape. Where all thoughts exist in consciousness, awareness that you are. A thought comes, thought goes, like the sound outside, or a cloud outside. Cloud appears, cloud disappears. Space is same. Sound begins, sound ends. Silence always there. A thought begins, thought ends. Yourself, the awareness, always existing. As even outside, used to the perceptions and sensations, we don't take the notice of the all-pervasive space inside. Same way, used to thoughts and memories of all kinds, the self-awareness is as though lost sight of. Always using, but never recognizing. Like you are always standing in space, but always talk about everything else that exists in space, except the space itself. All the time being conscious that we talk about memories of various kinds and never recognize ourselves. Meditation is being yourself. It has nothing to do with the presence or absence of a thought. Silence is independent of the sounds of any kind. Space is independent of forms of any kind. To recognize the space, you don't have to demolish a building. Not to recognize silence, you have to negate all the sounds. The presence or absence of thought means nothing to be in meditation. Who you are, always meditation. At the moment I thought, please see that. If you unconsciously jump into the stream, and this I thought you take yourself to be, and it assumes the role of a meditator, experiencer, knower, thinker. The struggle begins. In the space there is no struggle. The clouds don't frighten. A person standing in space, afraid of the clouds, craving for empty space. Same thing within. In the space of consciousness, clouds of thoughts hovering. No resistance of any kind, no fear, no anxiety. When the I thought, not being aware of the source, take that to be a meditator, a thinker. You fight with your thoughts. Please understand. Your memories are pictures, absolutely innocent. Never touch or affect the consciousness that you are. Just see that, my friends. Why do you jump into the stream of thought and take yourself to be the thought and not the silence, the awareness? After all, if you want to identify, why not with the foundation? the substratum, the awareness itself. That's your nature. All other thoughts keep moving, changing, appearing, disappearing. Whereas you are kimapi satata bodham nityamananda rupam. Satata bodham, continuous awareness, absolute bliss. A word just to remind, not to recreate. Nirupama ativelam, nirupama, no comparison, incomparable, one awareness. All of us are same in awareness. That I am conscious, that you are conscious, that everybody is conscious, consciousness, no problem. But what you are conscious of, the thoughts of yours, what I am conscious of, the memories, that varies. Bodies vary. And that diversity is such a great blessing. And that indeed, ati velam, velam time, aditya vartate. But there is no time. It's a timeless expanse. Just see this, please. As you listen to my words, but be with the meaning. You are the meaning. I say the word awareness, self, Atma, consciousness. It doesn't remind anything outside. Nor inside, but yourself. A timeless presence, no movement. As you listen, please visualize a watch, a big wall clock, where the second hand is moving very fast. Imagine there is also hand which represents microsecond, that will be continuously moving. Second hand moves a little slower. Minute hand, still slow. Hour hand, very slow. Imagine there is a day hand, a month hand, a year hand, a century hand, 1,000 1,000-year hand. And the whole time, hand. How do you feel? A timeless expanse, as immobile as the space. Ativelam, no time. See that, friends. Please recognize your being with yourself, who you are, has nothing to do with the memories of any kind. Love your memories. Love your sense organs, your body. Love the whole creation. When you are in love with yourself, you fall in love with the whole universe. The whole existence is touched by it. Always in meditation, you are undisturbed. You don't want to disturb anybody, anything. Just be that silence, awareness. Effortless, immediate. Be that self. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. You read these verses. In fact, the 3 verses are very beautiful. You should get it by heart. It's very nice. Anytime you can chant it for yourself, not to create the truth, but to remind yourself as to who you are. Just see that. Verse number 408, please read. Kimapi satatavodham kevalanandarupam nirupamamativelam nityamuktam niriham niravadhi gaganabham nishkalam nirvikalpam Hrudi kalayati vidvan Brahma purna samadho Prakriti vikruti shunyam Bhavanatita bhavam Samarasamasamanam Manasam bandhaduram Nigamavachana siddham Nityamasmat prasiddham Hrudi kalayati vidvan Brahma purnam samadho Ajaramamaramasta Bhavavastu swarupam Stimita salila rasi Rakhyamakya vihinam Shamita guna vikaram Shashvatam shantamekam Hrudi kalayati vidvan Brahma purna samadho Prakriti vikruti shunyam Bhavanatita bhavam Samarasamasamanam Manasam bandhaduram Nigamavachana siddham Nityamasmat prasiddham Hrudi kalayati vidvan Brahma purnam samadho So please get by heart these three verses. The reason for getting by heart is not to show your brilliance, your scholarship, by quoting a Sanskrit verse and stunning people, but for your own consumption. If you are talking so many things, remembering so many things, why not these verses? As I told you, other memories we require. Whether you like it or not, want it or not, need it or not, experiences of any kind shall remain as memories. So please learn to love your memories. The biggest mistake we commit in the name of meditation is when you try to denounce, reject, negate, demolish the whole infrastructure of memories. Most of the time, you shall say, oh, so many bad thoughts are coming. I have got so many vasanas, impressions. Of course you will have those vasanas, impressions, thoughts, but don't name them bad thought or a good thought. Vasana is not a bad word. You must understand it clearly. Don't give it a negative import. Vasana is Beautifully Shankarananda says in commentary, Vasana nama bhogajanya samskara. Vasana means samskara, impressions born out of the bhogajanya, born of experiences, sensations. You have experienced something. You listen, you hear, you touch, you taste, you smell. Each sensation will be filed as a memory. That is vasana. So don't say now good vasana, bad vasana. If you are a scholar with a technical language, you shall say good vasana, bad vasana. If you are an ordinary person, good thought, bad thought. Rendu unnada, both are one and the same. At no time must you create a dichotomy, a division there in that innocent world of thoughts. Understand? A thought is not a criminal thought. Your criminal usage make it a criminal thought. An innocent knife, don't even say innocent. A knife is lying down. You got your vegetable, blessing. You got a throat, criminal act. The person is apprehended. The knife is not imprisoned. Do you really understand? Same way thought. Thoughts don't trigger you into activity. Thoughts are there. You trigger the thoughts into all agitations. Like, you are a modern man, you can understand your example. Every one of you has a cell phone. If you don't have one, you have seen one. Why cell phone is so nice? Because saves you a lot of embarrassments. When previously, when the phone rings, you don't know who the devil in the other side. An unwanted fellow or a wanted fellow. You already say hello, you have acknowledged your presence. Now the idiot is on the other line, whom you hate to talk. Now what do? Now you are stuck. Now caller ID. What is caller ID facility? The telephone rings, immediately number comes up. Now you know. Listen, now you know. This number, it can wait. This number, I'm never there. See? You understand caller ID? Your memories are caller ID. How beautiful. A thought comes, let it be. No action now. Do you have that patience, that restfulness? You develop that absolute restfulness being with yourself. Meditation is not to remove the thought, but be restful. You train yourself. The I, which was jumping like a monkey, not only a monkey, but also you know the description, drunken monkey. Summertime, the monkey is climbing the palm tree, drinks, gets drunk, gets possessed by a ghost in the tree. While coming down, stung by the scorpion. How restful the monkey will be? Monkey, drunk, possessed by a ghost, stung by a scorpion. That restful. Monkey is your mind. Mind is that way. You. Don't use that vague word, my mind is restless. Mind is not restless. You are restless. Understand? Always you use wrong language. You know, this sweet is so tempting. Sweet is tempting? Huh? These clothes are so tempting. Give the things out. Why? Because they are very tempting. You are stupid. There is no temptation outside. That is why you have named temptation. One devil is tempting, one Mara is tempting, all pure garbage. Nobody is tempting you from outside. To tempt you, somebody can put a thought in your head. Listen carefully. They can put a thought in your head. But to yield or not to yield is your choice. Sometimes other people put a thought. Most of the time, thought comes up by itself. To activate, not to activate, to respond, not to respond, must be your choice. You know how you have been destroyed by these ideas, who are making your whole range of memories as unholy, vasanas, problems, impressions, negative ideas, created an enemy out of an innocent existence. Where from the temptation comes? Please think. Who wants it? If you don't want it, listen carefully. If you don't want it, what is that something which can attract you? Oh, Swamiji, this laddu, I don't want it, but they are forcing me. All right, this absolute knowledge, you don't want it. I have been telling it for years. How come you don't understand? If the thoughts can get in just like that, you have been exposed to this knowledge. If you are a rascal, it is because you have chosen to be a rascal. Don't say, objects are helplessly making me a rogue. No. Take that responsibility. Don't pass on to the God or destiny. That is where comes your being with yourself. In your house, hundreds of things are there. You don't use everything all at a time, but why do you keep it all? After your food is over, will you hand over your dining table to everybody? It's charity. You get up from the bed is given as charity. Do you do that? No. Why? You keep it, because it is to be used. Every object in your room is not used all times, but to use it for some time, you have to keep it for all times. You have got all your memories, and all memories are not used all times, but to use it sometime, you have to keep it for all times. Do you understand that idea, please? Do you really understand? Then you will not look down upon yourself. You don't look down upon anybody. Remember the color ID. Lucky, the thought comes, then only action takes place. There is nothing called a thoughtless action. Every action is preceded by a thought. But you don't think. So the action is not preceded by thinking. If you go into that language, it's not a thoughtless action. Action is there. Every action is preceded by a thought. For you to move your hand, thought is already there. Why do you think and speak? Can you speak a language which you don't know? But you can speak a thought without knowing what you are talking. Like an angry man, when he's talking nonsense, that time everybody tells him, quiet down, shut up, quiet. Do you know what you are talking? I know what I'm talking. Don't tell me what I know. Does he know what he's talking? Thought, action. Appreciate, please. So if you are conscious, you appreciate. And all the thoughts are innocent. There is no criminal thought. There is no good thought, bad thought. There is no holy thought, unholy thought. It's just a thought. A holy knife, unholy knife? Huh? Holy money, unholy money? Think. Money is money. You can use it for holy and unholy purposes. Again, the purpose also is not holy or unholy. It depends on your action. When your eyes feast upon a form of a god, we don't call it a holy eye. When it is ogling, looking at a boy or a girl, a pornography, literature, you don't say bad eyes. And you divide. This image is holy, that image is unholy. Who says? It's just an image. It depends on you, how you look. The image is not holy or unholy. Your sense organ is not holy or unholy. The thoughts are not holy or unholy. Depends on you. Your conditioning. Understanding yourself is to completely cut these boundaries of conditionings. And being yourself, everything divine, everything absolute. There is nothing other than it. Understand? Yourself, that language I told you in meditation, ati velam. Velam, in Odia language, velo means time. Velo nai means samay nai. No time. Ati velam, timeless. Remember that example, Just see that, will you please? Now you can look at it and do that, see for yourself. Look at that watch. The second hand is running. Now suppose there is a microsecond hand. You have seen the digital watches these days. There is a second and the microsecond continuously running. Have you seen that? When you are doing it, right? Now suppose a microsecond, 1/1,000,000th part of a second, with what speed that hand will run? Whoa! Can't even comprehend. Because running. Second hand running this way. There is imagine it's not a clock for a 1-day clock. Make it a 1,000,000-year clock. Or as long as the creation is existing, let's say 25 billion or 100 billion year old clock, to measure the time for which the universe is existing. Hour hand, slow. Day hand, month hand, year hand, century hand. Think of its movement. 1,000,000-year-old hand, billions of year old hand. You cannot measure whole time. You can only measure the fraction of a time. Understand that point. You cannot measure the time. You are measuring a fraction of a time which we have divided for our convenience. But by dividing, you don't divide the time. You make it morning, midday, midnight. It's just like making India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. Earth doesn't understand these divisions. Time doesn't understand the division. Existence doesn't understand any division. So the existence hand of the clock, with what speed it shall move. That's what you are. Can you be one with the existence instead of being an existing body? Be the existence. Use the existing body. Be the timeless. Use the seconds and time, minute, hour. Enjoy life. Absolute bliss. Always with yourself. You understand? The bad, good, right, wrong, vice, virtue disappears. That is why that fabulous language, Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat gurute Arjuna. Scholastic interpretation, sarvakarmani sanjita prarabdhagami karmani. What? Good, bad, useless, right, wrong, good, bad, virtue. Divisions. Nahi jnanena sadrusha pavitra mehe vidyate. There is nothing more sacred than the knowledge. And why it is sacred? Because it destroys everything. It is absolute beauty, absolute purity. Relative good and bad, it completely destroys. That is why this caste system, this temple traditions, which are most of the time unfortunate, goes against the very grain of this tradition. Think. Some fellow tells you, oh, you can't come into the temple. Many times you have seen. Not that the Upanishads want it. There is no such stuff. But society, tradition like a dead wood, dead branches of a tree, they have to be thrown away. Kanakadasa was not allowed into Udupi temple. Establishment, orthodoxy will not allow him into the temple because untouchable. What a disaster. To say God is all-pervasive, then to say one part of him is untouchable. I must be nuts. Anyway, the person was not allowed. But he goes, he can't go through the main door, so he goes to the back door. The statue moves. Krishna moves. God moves, but the priest will not move. Even now you go, you have to see through the back door. You can't see through the front door. Okay. Suppose I am a bad boy. I am an untouchable. And I am not supposed to go to the temple. Why? Like in Puri temple they did. One American who looks like Indian goes in. The fool started taking photos which you are not supposed to take. They caught him. And because he is an American, so the whole temple was impure. So the entire prasadam for that day, some 7-8 lakhs of rupees thing, were dumped. They didn't give it to somebody. Imagine the power of ignorance. Just think. Anyway, so I'm an untouchable, and you say, no, you don't get into the temple. Why? Because I'm going to make the God impure, the temple impure. No. I am an ordinary man, untouchable idiot, impure. God's purity in these people's language, in orthodoxy language, and they say God is very pure and very powerful. But instead of God making me pure when I go to the temple, if I can make the pure God impure and the temple impure, then who is more powerful, me or God? Huh? Whom should you worship? Remove the God, put me there. For this idiot to worship, not that the God, a real God, that's a different stuff. For this type of idiots, the orthodoxy, the caste system, the nonsense that goes on in the name of God. Why this knowledge is so beautiful? It burns right and wrong, good and bad. Why this cloth is given, ochre cloth? The color of the fire. The fire is compared, knowledge is compared to fire. Fire burns the ghee, burns the dirt. Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat gurute. That is the beauty. You don't have a boundary, create a division, right, wrong, good, bad. Those are from the point of reference. I make a map here, just across, just a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper. And in this place, I make you, this is north, this is south, this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. He said, yes, Swamiji. I shift the point. I say, from this standpoint, this is now what? North or south? It was north here, but when I go up, this becomes south, this becomes north. If you change your point of reference, the east or west, space is directionless. The point of reference, divisions. Existence is individual, undivided. No good, bad, right, wrong, vice, virtue, absolute. That's what you understand. Then a functional right, wrong, good, bad. Because you can't say, which side of the road you go? Any side. Why? I'm Brahman. No. When you are driving a car, of course the road has no side. Only left side, right side. But in India, 3 sides. Left side, right side, suicide. Really? The suicide. You can't say, I'm going on suicide. You have no business to say, I'm going on a suicide. You know there are no sides, but we must go on left. Everybody goes on left. Why? So there is an harmony in living. But you know, that's not absolutely true. Certain times it can be broken. And the governor goes, which side he goes? Left side or right side? He's always on suicide. Right? But he never dies because nobody else is there. Understand, please. That is where the powerful statements like that come. Nistraigunyo pathi vicharatam ko vidhi ko nisheda. The ones who are traveling on the path of the Absolute, no vidhi, no nisheda. There is no such injunction of do's and don'ts. These are a powerful statement. Kimahagam sadhuna karavam, kimaham papam agarabamiti, etagam havavana tapati. The man who understands this reality, etagam havavana tapati. No more he goes through, no more it affects him. It doesn't torture him, torment him. What? Usually, average human being tormented by 2 dimensions. One is, what is that good I did not do? Kimaham papam akaravamiti, kimahagam sadhuna karavam, kim sadhum na karavam. What is good I did not do? Papam akaravam. Something wrong I did. These are the 2 things people go on repenting in life. I should not have done this, or I should have done this. It's good I did not do, it's bad I did. These things no more torment the wise. Understand? Even a mafia fellow also will not be tormented by good and bad. You don't make him wise, because he has his guilt, moments of repentance, pain, anxiety. And he cannot, he is forced to do it. He will not admit. Suppose he has done something, he will not admit because he wants to hide behind it. The wise one, if he does, he accepts. I don't. Just think of it. So thoughts are not good or bad. I hope you understand these things, friends, please, okay? Thoughts are beautiful. Do not ever look down upon your memories. They are sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay? And if thoughts don't torment you, what is going to torment you? Nothing else. Are you getting that point, please? If the thoughts don't torment you, thoughts torment brings you conflict, emotional confusion. Old age tormenting, you accept. Why? What else to do? My finger is like that. That is how the finger will be. Arthritis, what else can I do? At one. So, but 60 years I have enjoyed a beautiful finger. Now for 5 years like this, let it be so. Why? 60 years I have enjoyed my fingers enough. It's like I was in Madras, in our ashram. When we started our ashram, I don't have to even go to the balcony. From my room, see and the sunrise. Nothing was in front. Everything is right in front. Just I go into my bed, I go into my bed, put my pillow backside, lie down. Ocean, sunrise. Slowly, I myself blocked it. When I started putting plant started growing. Now this view will go suddenly after some time. This mountain also will be disappearing. Mountain disappear. Trees will cover it. Are you getting that? Just see the language. Anyway, that came up. Now everybody, new buildings, you can't see anything. Shall I be grieving? 5 years enjoyed. That is how it will be, growth will be there. So 5 years, 50, 60 years, beautiful fingers. Last 5 years, let it be. What is that old anyway? Body is like this, you can't handle it. And if suppose there is a cure available, take it. Somebody can do it, fine. So your acceptance is complete. And mostly so, your thoughts. Please understand, nothing torments you like your thoughts tormenting you. Please. And that is why he says, Prakriti Vikruti Shunyam Bhavanatita Bhavam Bhavana Atita Bhavam Prakriti Vikruti Shunyam Karya Karana Shunyam. No Karya Karana, no cause and effect. It is a causeless cause, ever existing. Apparently from it everything comes, but in it there is nothing. Like Krishna says in Gita, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat abhyakta murtina mastani sarvabhutani nachaham teshu avastita. By my unmanifest form, the whole universe is pervaded. You can tell the same language. By my unmanifest form, the whole Maya abhyakta murtina idam sarvam jagat tatam. By my unmanifest form, the consciousness that I am, the whole universe is pervaded. Mastani sarvabhutani, all the beings, everything that exists in me. Aham tesuna avastita, in me nothing. The water can say the ocean exists in me, yet in me nothing. No ocean, no wave, no nothing. Take the Nirguna, take the Saguna, both are glorious. Your hands comfortable with the form, that comfortable with the formless. That is why you have no fight with anybody. Such an all-inclusive dimension. So beautiful, so beautiful. The time has come for this idea to explode into the world. That is why, if this tradition is affected, allowed to be obliterated, the humanity will lose its hope. It doesn't make you the follower of a religion or a cult or a god or a dog. It makes you who you are. And that is what everybody is. Which one you shall worship? Choice is yours. I don't like anything, don't worry, that's also fine. What type of thinking is that? But what shall I do? That's what it is. Absolute freedom. How do you define freedom? The moment you define it, as they say, you defile it, you destroy it. Freedom means what? Not to speak. Then what type of freedom is that? So if I speak, it's lost, huh? Freedom means to speak as well as not to speak. When you say, somebody say, I'm free to smoke. You are free to smoke or you are bound by smoking? Just I understand the language. I'm free to smoke. Oh, really? You are bound by smoking. You are not free to smoke. I'm free to shout. Huh? If you are really free, don't shout and prove yourself. If I'm free, I may shout, I may not shout. I drink, I may not drink. I speak, I may not speak. I eat, I may not eat. Choice is mine. Free. The arrogant man's freedom is, why can't I talk all the time as I like? That's freedom. Huh? You're a slave of your habit. When a slave pretends to be a king, he enslaves everybody. You understand? When a person is bound, claims himself to be free, he brings everybody into bondage. Andhenaiva niyamana ethanda. The blind leading the blind. You are destroyed. You don't understand. You consider a series of thought as holy, other series of thought unholy. You condemn people into that type of divisions. Understand. Recognize that. Bhavana atita bhavam. Bhavana atita bhavam. Your existence, who you are, that bhava, bhavana atita. When you say bhavana atita, this is where people make a mistake again. Bhavana atita, beyond the thoughts. So, therefore, you cannot recognize it. What nonsense. Beyond the thought. What is beyond the thought? That's the language is useless. That is why people find it difficult to understand. Oh, the consciousness is beyond the thoughts, beyond the body, beyond the mind. But what is the language in English? If I say Pondicherry is beyond Dindivanam, before Dindivanam, there is no Pondicherry. Right? If Madras is beyond Chengalpet, before Chengalpet, there is no Madras. Think. If you say, truth is beyond the thought, so in the thought there is no truth. Truth is beyond the body, that means in the body there is no truth. Now what type of truth is that? Here the beyond, that is why English word you have to change the meaning. The language doesn't have that type of connotation because concepts don't exist in the culture. Therefore languages also will not explain it. Bhavana atita bhavam you cannot translate. It is like, please understand, the water is beyond the wave. Take this example. The water is beyond the wave. Or the wood is beyond the table. In the wood there is no table. But in and through the table, there is wood. Are you getting that? It's a beyond, you have to use in that way. That is why transcendent, immanent. Usually beyond means transcendent. Beyond. Beyond is, the water is beyond the waves. Beyond. Transcendent. No. When we say this consciousness is beyond everything, what it means is, it is at once transcendent and immanent. In it there is nothing, yet in and through everything it is existing. Just see that. To see the water, should you go beyond the wave? Huh? Should you go beyond the wave to see the water? I'm going beyond the wave. What is going beyond the wave? Since I can't go beyond the wave, I can't see the water, right? This is how people go nuts. You have to go beyond your thoughts. I'm always, so many thoughts are coming. You have to go beyond your thoughts. Who is advising? The fool who is under the spell of thought all the time. It's like the person who says, you must accept everybody, See, if you understand it, you can pull everybody's leg majestically. Suppose somebody says, you should accept everybody, you must respect everybody. That fellow will give the cheap advice. Go and talk to him and say, Swamiji, Maharaj, you are talking very nice, but yesterday I had gone to another person. He was brilliant. You are telling one or two things, but he told few things which I have never heard from anybody. That fellow will hate you for the rest of your life. Why? Because you have made somebody more important than him. If you are a person of understanding, what shall you say? Really? He gave another standpoint. What is that? Why? Because I am interested in truth, not who speaks it. So you take an example. From where? Sufi, okay. Buddhist, all right. Christian mystic, so what? The non-believer rascals, wonderful. Because everybody can talk some truth all the time. Something somewhere you can take an example. You can always use an example. There is nothing which is untouched by the truth, the absolute. But the cheap advice, that is where thought should not be there. You have got so much anger, hatred, jealousy, I don't think you can. That is true. Listen. To appreciate yourself for some time, cut it down a little. Because you remain a rogue and very comfortable with that, you will not understand yourself. That is why little conflict is good. That is why these absolute standpoints are not taught to the person who begins in the first class. Today, after 6 months, 8 months, and thousands of verses, I am telling you this standpoint. So the first day you come and he says, there is no good and bad, no right and wrong. You will be thoroughly confused. What is this? That is where the so-called philosophers who denounce everything, trying to impress people from the highest standpoint, you destroy somebody. Let the child grow. You begin with good and bad, right and wrong. You begin with the division to go to the indivisible. You begin with the relatives to go to the absolute. And being in the absolute, don't be an absolutist. See the absolute, live with the relatives. Because absolute is not to be lived in. That is your standpoint, that is your background, that is your basis, that is your foundation. But you live in the world. You may go into the depth of the sea, but you swim on the surface. You have the capacity to go beyond. You go and see the depth of the sea, but where do you swim? Where do you enjoy living? Swimming on the surface. But I have seen the depth of the sea. I know myself who I am, but I live with the body. I live with the whole creation. Perceptions, impressions. And nothing touches me. The waves on the top doesn't touch the depth of the ocean. Calm. Understand? Samarasam asamanam manasam bandhaduram samarasam. Always not like the waves on the top. That is how the waves shall be. Depth shall be like that. Again, from another standpoint, what surface, what depth? All pervasive. What surface and depth? One consciousness. You take. That is where you gain the absolute freedom. Where do you want to be? Up, down, in, out, what? There is no such consideration. Then play the game. Samarasam, always the same. Asamanam, There is nothing like it. Natat samosti kutopi adhika anya. This is the language of the formless absolute. When Arjuna sees the Vishwarupa of Krishna, Ishvara, all-pervasive. Saguna Brahma is the forms in all its majesty, in one. Tatra ekastham jagat krishnam pasyadya sacharacharam. When you see Bhagavad Gita, we shall see that. Bhagavan says, hey Arjuna, you want to see the God. Tatra ekastham sacharacharam pasya. In one place, the whole universe existing. In me, see that. Ishvara, Vishwarupa. In the formless, there is nothing. All the forms, Ishvara, both way, fine. That is why pure jnana, knowledge, pure devotion. Jnana and bhakti becomes a natural expression of this wisdom. When you are with yourself, you are with yourself. You speak the language of God, all devotion. He alone is existing. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu sarvarupena sthita. Namastasye, 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 namo namah. The mother who exists in all forms has all forms. To her, my namaskar. It is her, it is him, it is it. One and the same thing. Sa Brahma, sa Vishnu, sa Hari, sa Indra, so Akshara, Parama, Surat. Is the form, is the formless. And that is what, when Arjuna see that, he says, O Lord, natat samosti, kutopi adhika anya. There is nothing like you. What is something bigger than you? That is the understanding. Asamanam. Samarasam asamanam. Manasam bandhaduram. Mana pramana sambandhaduram. We have got 5 sense organs. Pramanas, the sense organs. No sense organs can perceive it. Why? Kathopanishad says, asabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam, agandham. Asabdam is not a sound, cannot be heard. Asparsham is not a touch, cannot be touched. Arasam is not a taste, cannot be tasted. Agandham is not a form, not a smell, cannot be smelt. Arupam is not a form, cannot be seen. Manasambandha duram, sense organs don't see it. To see an object, you need a sense organ. To be yourself, what sense organs you need? Seeing needs a sense organ, being does not. Hearing needs a sense organ, being doesn't need it. That is why even a blind man is himself, a deaf man is himself, everybody is himself. Lacking a sense organ, but same truth, same absolute. Ishvara. That is why in time, when your sense organs start decaying, you don't die. You exist in all glory. Nigama vachana siddham nityam asmat prasiddham. Nigama vachana siddham. All the Vedas talk about it. That is why it is Vedas. Why do you call it a Shastra? Because anadhigata avadhita jnana janakam. It gives me a knowledge which anadhigata. You cannot study it from any other source. You don't get it in physics, chemistry, mathematics, history book. Knowledge which you don't get in any other book, and once you get it, avadhitam. Anya pramanai na vadhitam. No other thing can ever disprove it. Your existence is independent of anything and everything. Who you are, that identity cannot be touched. Absolute identity, nobody can touch it. Relative identity, nobody can maintain it. Are you getting that point, please? That is why there is no pride, no arrogance. What's so big deal? Oh, I know the truth. Why are you so proud? You know the truth. Oh, you know me. So what's the problem? Why are you proud? You know me, right? When I say you know the truth, I am also the truth. You know the truth? So you know me. So who is more important? If you use that language, no, I know myself, good, I am also the self. What is there to be proud? I know the truth. That is where you become absolutely, stupidly humble. In a sense, you don't understand you don't feel how smart you are. You feel how stupid you have been. Always myself, and I was looking here and there, what an idiot I am. When other people call an idiot, it's not a very good thing. When you call yourself idiot, fantastic. Nothing like discovering your own limitation. Oh my God, what an idiot I have been. And therefore there is no arrogance. Why? Where I am, where I was, there the other person is. I was ignorant, he is ignorant. Now I am wise, he will be wise. Just a matter of exposure. So why arrogance? Superiority? That is why one person is worshipped. Oh, I am worshipping. You understand? It's a bad thing. When you worship a person, oh, Gurus are worshipped. Look at the Guru tradition. Guru Paduka Stotram. Shankara, so beautiful right on Guru. Even Shankaracharyas, they don't allow themselves to worship. They will be carrying that Paduka. But some people allow themselves to be worshipped. And the worst part of it is like Guru Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam, Shiva Sahasranam, Guru Sahasranam. When the Guru Sahasranam, that not the general Guru Sahasranam, this Guru Sahasranam. I mean, somewhere the sycophancy can go to any extent. You understand? Please. Bhagavan has bhakta. Guru has a shishya. That is, Guru has no bhakta. Don't say my devotee, Guru. Bhagavan, bhakta. He alone is. And everybody is devotee. Guru, shishya. Sasana yogya. Somebody who learns. That language is beautiful. Other day one man was telling in Kathmandu somebody, long back, he said, yeah, I like the place. He said, oh Swamiji, why don't you bring your devotees? I said, I have no devotees, I have only students. He said, I am pulling his leg. He said, why are you telling like that? No, come on, Swamiji, what are you talking? I said, simple thing, I am not trying to impress you. It's a fact. You want to understand? Please see. Suppose I have millions of rupees and therefore everybody calls me uncle. Whose devotee they are? My devotee or my money? Millions devotee? Oh, of course, millions. Right? When I am the Governor General, everybody my devotee. When I drop the position, nobody recognizes me. So whose devotee they are? Me or my position? Correct, position. I say, good. I am young, get a lot of phone call. Youth goes, nobody looks at you. So whom they are worshipping? You are the youth. Youth. Like that. If I don't speak this knowledge, I don't talk about God, nobody will come to me. Suppose I am the college student, talking of movies, talking of market rate, talking of girls, talking of boys, talking of some nonsense, politics. You think people will come around me? No. Because I am talking about the truth, the God, they are coming around me. Right, so whose devotee they are? Mine or the... So only difference is, as much I am a devotee of God, that much they are a devotee. Only difference is, I know it, they don't know it. At one time, I didn't also know it. So what's the big deal? They will also know. So whose devotee you are? Bhagavan Bhakta. See the beauty and the language. Nigama Vachana Siddham. When you say that, the Upanishads, when they talk about it, but because of the scripture, the truth doesn't exist. Because the truth exists, book talks about it. So that is scripture which talks about something which nobody else talks about. And once you know, not subject to cancellation and verification. Nobody can dismiss it. Because it is you. Everybody is same. Nitya asmat prasiddham. always. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Asmat Pratyaya, Aham, Aham. The meaning of the word I. Sankara said before, na, Aham Pratyaya Gochara, Asmat Prasiddham. I. Whoever says that, its meaning is yourself, absolute. And that is something, Hrudi Kalayati Vidwan Brahma Purnam Samadho. Samadho Hrudi Kalayati. Hrut means Atma. They say that word Hrudayam. Hrut, Ayam. Please see. That's when you see that language, you shall see that time. So Hrudaya means, understand, Hrudaya Granthi, they call it Hrudaya Granthi, the knot of the heart. Which is Hrut, the mind which it is, Ayam, truth, the reality. Or you can say, if you say Hrut means limited, Ayam, Atma, the absolute. That is a knot. How is it? When you say, I am the body, the limitlessness of the I is imposed upon the body. That is, with the body you think you are going to be alive forever. And when you say I am the body, the limitation of the body is imposed upon the I. Therefore, I am afraid of death. So, I am the body becomes the nut of the heart. That becomes the ignorance. So, Hrut, when you understand the body as the body, I am as I am. So, that is why that language. If you say Hrudi, it means in yourself. So, Hrut means self you take. Hrudi Kalayati, in yourself, you see as you are. No more you drag anything onto yourself. Brahma Purnam. There is nothing other than consciousness, always. That is Samadhi, yourself. And Samadhi does not mean, so sometimes I am in Samadhi, sometimes I am not in Samadhi. No, always in Samadhi. How can, because the language that has been told, when you are in Samadhi, you won't know what is happening. So people pretend not to know when something is happening. The fellow will be eaten up by the mosquitoes. He is not knowing it. Why? Because he is in meditation, Remove the mosquitoes. Don't kill yourself. Understand? Because that language you must see. Samadhi, nirvikalpa, savikalpa. Understand? Nirvikalpa, savikalpa. When you say Samadhi, that is your nature. Vikalpena saha vartate. Savikalpa. You are with yourself, but you are dealing with the modifications. Because you are dealing with the changes, modifications at the level of your body and the creation, Samadhi is not lost. You are with yourself, dealing with the world. You are with yourself and you are with yourself. You are not dealing with the world for some time. Nirvikalpa. So just because you are acting, interacting with, being with people, that does not mean your Samadhi is gone. But you listen that type of statement, oh, when Samadhi, somebody, in such a stories, useless stories abound like that. Oh, he was in Samadhi and he was total identification with the whole creation. So when an animal was hit, the person was hit. So you feel, so one animal is hit there and he is hit here. What identity. Even when people hit me, I don't feel hit. I must be really dumb. That is how you think. No. Why don't you extend it a little? When the animal is hit, he is hit. Suppose that person is standing in front of somebody catching fish. He caught the fish, he kills the fish. Why don't you die? If a cow is hit, you feel hit. When the fish is caught, why are you not dead? Selective identity, right? These are the stories which destroys you for the rest of your life. Samadhi has nothing to do with this. Samadhi is yourself. Body will change. Thoughts will change. And you have to interact with your body. Or else how did Krishna fight the battle, live the life? How did Rama do it? How did the rishis do it? Whoever is wise, how did he live his life? Shankara, how did he write all these books? Understand, please. Even when you perceive, you don't lose sight of yourself. who you are. And the next one read. Ajaramamaramastam bhavavastu swarupam stimita salilarasi prakhyamakhya vihinam shamita guna vikaram Shashvatam shantamekam Hrudi kalayati vidwan Brahma purnam samadho. How else it is? Hrudi kalayati panditaha is a chittamula, we started Ata chitta samadehi Pratyag rupe paratmani paratmani pratyag rupe chittam samadehi. All the memories, may they find that dissolution in yourself. You know you are the source in which everything exists. And that's something ajara. No jara, no old age. Why? Because it is aja. If only it is born, then only it is jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate. If it is born, it is growing, it is becoming old. It is unborn, so no jara, no old age. Body, jarayadi, that is old, grows old. Thoughts grow old. Thoughts also grow old. Are you getting that point? Your thoughts also grow old and disappear also. Right or wrong? Suppose thought don't grow old and disappear, my God, you have got all the memories all the time. Imagine, all the thoughts are always there. It is a headache. That is why sleep is such a nice thing, Nothing like sleep. The best thing in the world. Ishvara. Sleep is so healthy, not unnatural sleep of kumbha karna. The fellow sleep 24. Any time sleep time. Like some people, any time coffee time. Right? Always sleepy. Understand? Forgetting is good, but forgetting is very nice, but forgetful. Well, fellow one goes to the doctor and doctor asked, what is your problem? Sir, I forget everything. Oh, terribly forgetful. All right, 100 rupees. The fellow said, what? 100 rupees for what? He said, because after treatment you may forget. So I take my money first. So he took the money first. After getting his fees, then he asked him, okay, when did that begin? So the fellow says, when did what begin? He's so forgetful. When did that begin? When did what begin? You understand how forgetful it is? Suppose you are so forgetful, you'll be useless. Because when you're forgetful means, listen carefully, forgetful means you are forgetting yourself also. When you forget a memory, you remember that you forget. Understand? See the beauty? You remember that you forget. That is why Krishna is so beautiful. Matta smruti jnanam apauhanam cha. From me comes your memory, your forgetfulness, your knowledge. Because consciousness is always there, in which forgetfulness can happen. Sometimes does it not happen? You ask, a fellow comes and says, do you remember me? Yes, you do remember him. Where did you see me? Some people are so stupid, they'll ask that question. You saw me, you remember me? Yes, where did you see me? What is that? Thought is not coming. Are you unconscious that time? Understand? Anyway, it's old age, jara, naturally comes for the thought also. Amaram, immortal. never dies. Astabhava Swarupam. Astabhava Vastu Swarupa. Asta Abhava. There is no question of it ever not being existent, always there. That is the Vastu Swarupa. That is the nature of the Vastu. Ever present, immortal, ageless. And it is as peaceful, calm, quiet, like Stimita Salila Rasi Prakhya. Salila Rasi, ocean of water, absolutely steady. Nistaranga Jalarasi Nischalam. Nistaranga Jalarasi Nischalam. Ocean of water, no taranga, there are no waves. As peaceful that will be, that is what you are. Akhya Vihinam, how do I name it? Don't attempt to name the nameless. That is the beauty. I say, who are you? Why talk? Your sense of being nameless. No name can stick to it. Like silence. Silence is a name which belongs to the realm of sound. No name belonging to the realm of sound can ever describe the other dimension called silence. The meaning of the word silence has no word in it, no name in it. Who are you? Akhya Vihinam, nameless. That's why it's so easy to be with yourself. You know? You don't need any thought, any identity. Please. So see the beauty. This knowledge takes you beyond every identity. Even so-called religious identity, secular, religious, every identity. And imagine the theologies which insist that you are the follower of this one. You understand? No. Akhya Vihinam Samita Guna Vikaram Shaswatam Santamekam. Samita Guna Vikaram. Guna Vikaram Samitam. All the Vikara, modifications because of the Guna, like Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna, anger, hatred, jealousy, kindness, compassion also. Don't say only anger can disturb you. Even kindness can disturb the ignorant man. Some people are so kind, they can't say no. They're always in trouble. Some people are so bad, they can't give a good time to anybody. Some people are so good, they cannot give a bad time to anybody. So always themselves suffering but giving good time to others. Which one is better? Both are good for somebody or somebody. Eh? Are you getting that? You can't do that. Here, both you are as comfortable with kindness, that comfortable with cruelty. So wise man can be cruel? Yes. Wise man can be angry? Why not? Anger is a dress put up for the occasion. When you pretend to be angry or you are acting to be angry, you never get exhausted. I think I give you that example. In a drama, you are acting the role of a Ravana. And you are going to tame the Maricha. You must go there as a lion, what is that? Deer. And pick up that lady. Oh, you know Rama is killing everybody. So, then he says, now even if you die, if I go, I die. If I don't go, also die. Better to die in Rama's hand than Ravana's hand. So Ravana threatens him like anything. Angry, like that. Now the moment she comes out of the stage, how will you feel? What the first thing you'll say, hey, did I act well? You are smiling. Why? Because you are pretending to be angry. When you are really angry, you will feel exhausted. Love, you don't have to pretend because you are the love itself. Understand? Silence is not a pretension. Sounds are occasionally, they come timely. You create a sound and get away. Silence always there. Like that, love is always there. Anger comes and go. Hatred comes and go. Jealousy. You can pick it up if you feel like. Just for the occasion. Understand? When I speak this language, you must see it very clearly. There are situations in which sometimes you have to be very stern. Don't do this. Like a child doing something, if you don't tell to the child will not understand. That is making a mistake. He goes and cuts somebody's trees and comes back home. The neighbor comes and reports. Can you say, I'm coming from Gita class. No anger. He says, okay, baby, nallade, tiripui panditva. Go there and do it again and come. No. You must be angry, but you must know how to be angry. Raise your voice. Don't do it. Boy goes, your anger goes. Because you are putting up a dress. Understand? Whereas absolute, who you are is not a dress. It's not a role. You are always blissful. Other things, you are playing the game. That is why always in meditation, as I read that, Samita guna vikaram shasvatam shantam ekam. Always the same. Shantam ekam shasvatam, eternal existent. Ekam shantam, always prashantam. Where there is no guna vikara, nothing. Always with yourself. Iti vidwan bhavayati. Always with himself. So, be that. And then function through life. So being with yourself is not a job to be done 24 hours until 365 days until you die. No. As I told you, don't forget the context. The student is learning from the teacher. So do it continuously when you are with the teacher so that it becomes effortless and you go out into the world. What are you doing there? Meditating. What are you doing? Studying scripture. Is it a job or what? Nonsense. Don't waste your time. Studying scripture is a waste of time. Why? Because scripture is yourself. Do you study yourself? What is scripture? Talks about yourself. The truth. So are you studying yourself? Swadhyaya means the person thinks reading a book. What do? Swadhyaya, reading a book. Swadhyaya, read yourself. Different dimension you can give. Continuously you are reading yourself, your book of life. The thoughts, memories, vyavahar, your interaction with people, your body, your thought, everything. So beautiful. Then you discover, oh my God, I'm always such beautiful I am. Niravadi gaganabham nishkalam nirvikalpam. Always myself. Niravadi, always, endlessly, like space. Nishkalam nirvikalpam. That's what means. Shivoham, Shivoham. Swadhyaya. Is it something? Being yourself, does it take effort? Playing a role takes effort. But being yourself, always there, whatever role you play. But this morning, 4:30, I got up, went for a walk, came back, 5:30, 6 o'clock when I reach home, a telephone rings. I'm coming, beautiful, I'm sit down quietly, beautiful, nice. The telephone rings, you have to take, early morning, hello, yes. Swami, yes, mother passed away. Now, what shall I say? Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I'm Savikalpa Samadhi. Unaffected. Don't be nuts. When somebody's mother is dead, you cry with them. Oh, wow. Yes, welcome to the club. I told the person, welcome to the club, because I am also motherless. Welcome to the club. Suddenly the person will find it comforting. Appa, not only my mother, to whom I am telling his mother also is dying. Okay, then my mother can die. I am not being there. Oh, mother, there is no mother. Ka katava kanta kaste putra sansar. Put one verse. Adappa. I think that is a religious nut house. The fellow says, my wife is gone. Katava kanta kaste putra. This scholarship kills you. The humanity is sacrificed. The touch of love, kindness, gone. Why don't you be a human? And this is what this knowledge makes you. You are absolutely absolute and therefore absolutely human. Understand? So you pick up the role. Mother died. Yes, baby, that can happen. So like that. Okay, I'll talk to you. Okay, that's over. Then next person comes up, another person phones up. Swamiji, today I am going to go for my trip to Geneva. Huh? Geneva. So I say, don't talk all this nonsense to me now. Somebody's mother died yesterday, last minute. Hey, I am talking to a person whose mother is dead, so in that mood. When he says, I am going to Geneva, have a wonderful time, get some Swiss chocolate. Another man said, my brother went to another country. Paramedics have to come and pick him up from the airport. Swamiji, I don't know what to do. I said, what do you want? Anything I can do? You understand? Million roles. Does it take time to change? Why? If you know the actor, you can change million roles. All the time you are playing roles. Dukhe, dukhi, gunini gunavan, pandite, panditascha, sukhe, sukhi, bhagini, bhagavan, and bhagini, what is that? Maune, mauni, gunini gunavan, pandite, panditascha, dukhe, dukhi, bhagini, dukhe, dukhi, sukini, sukavan, bhogini, prapta, bhoga. The person, maune, mauni. You are in the assembly of the quiet people, you are the quiet, you don't talk. Everybody is not, why should I talk? Other people not talking are quiet. You are quiet in spite of talking. What a wisdom. Gunini gunavan, in the assembly of people who are guni, you are gunavan. Pandite, panditascha, in the assembly of scholars, you are the scholar. Dukhe, dukhi, in the assembly of miserable people, you are the most miserable, so others are comfortable. Sukhini, sukhavan, in the assembly of happy people, always happy. Bhogini, prapta, bhoga, they have enjoying things, you have enjoyed much more. Murkhe, murkha, yuvatishi jiva, vagmini, prodha vagmi. Murkhe, murkha. In the assembly of fools, you are the biggest fool. How about the fellow says, I think these scriptures are useless. Absolutely rubbish, don't worry. Why try to prove somebody who doesn't believe? Wasting your time. I think the scripture, Swamiji, is some mindless garbage. True. Mindless garbage. Bring the bread. Why talk nonsense to him? Murkhe, murkha, yuvatishi, yuva. Among the sense subjects, you are the master. Bhagmini, prodha bhagmi. Among the speakers, the speaker. With other people talk limited subject, you are limitless subject. 24 hours, 365 days, the subject matter never comes to an end. Because it is yourself. How can you ever be tired of talking your own glory? Also, it happens to the glory of everybody. Oof. That is why nobody is tired of listening to it. If I say yesterday, that Queen of England invited, I didn't know what to do. Morning, early morning getting up, Manmohan Singh says, Swami, come here. Now suppose I talk like that, what will you say? Gassing. The fellow is a gas pot. We're dropping names. Some people drop names. It's a pure gas pot. But if I say, I am the happiness, I am the absolute, you don't feel tired. Why? Because when I say I am happiness, I in you also is happiness. That is why everybody listens mesmerized. When I say you are an idiot, including me also, why? At one time I too was an idiot. And now also confirmed idiot because I understood the truth. Reading that. So, you carry everybody with you. Understand the language. So see that, this is not something you just listen just for fun of it for 2 minutes. No, make it continuous until it is effortless. Read these verses. Okay, and read the next one. Yeah. Yeah. Verse number 411, please. Samahitante karana swarupe vilokayatmanamakhanda vaibhavam vichindhivandham bhavagandhagandhitam yatnena punstvam safali kurushva. Samahitante karana swarupe vilokayatmanamakhanda vaibhavam vichindhivandham bhavagandhagandhitam yatnena punstvam safali kurushva. What compassion in these verses. How sweetly the student talking to the teacher, telling the student, yatnena punstvam safali karasya. May you make your life fulfilled. You are born as a human being. Punstvam means born as a man. When you say man means it includes woman. Because when you say man is mortal, it doesn't mean woman is, man is mortal. That doesn't mean woman is immortal. It's a common noun. Safali kurushva, punstvam safali kurushva. May you fulfill your life. What do you want ultimately? The absolute. Immortality, happiness, joy, freedom, God, truth, whatever you name it. You see it in yourself. How? Samahitante karanam swarupe. Swarupe antahkarana samahita. Swarupe, in your own nature, antahkarana, mano, buddhi, chittam, ahankara. All these ranges of thought. Sansayatmika vritti, doubting perceptions, mana, mind. Nishchayatmika vritti, I know. All these things you have seen in Tattva. Anusandhanatmika vritti, your smrutis, your memories of all kinds. And then ahankara, I thought. This is antahkarana. Bahikarana is all your organs of action, sense organs, through which you pick up the idea. And all these things in your mind. And what creates your problem is your antahkarana. Mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. It's almost like a realm of confusion. Everybody is tormented by the memories, thoughts of various kinds. I thought affected by the memories and the mind, uncertainties, indecisions, certainties, decisions. With so many varieties of thoughts, you are affected. Now when no mano buddhi chittam, no indecision, no decision, no memory of any kind, I thought will come and says, I am quiet. That also is a mistake. Because if you say I am quiet, you'll be afraid of the other thought coming up, so that you'll be disturbed. So antakaranam samahita, meaning not only these type of thoughts, but also I thought, you resolve in your nature, meaning understanding the meaning of the word I. That is the samahita. You be yourself and don't stick to a name. Akhya vihinam, nameless being. Don't say, I am, Swamiji, I want to do quiet. I'm quiet, I'm quiet, I'm quiet. Why are you repeating? I want to be quiet, Silence, silence, silence. Why shouting silence, silence, silence? Can you say that? To be quiet? Huh? To be quiet, what should you speak? To be conscious, what should you think? To be quiet, what should you speak? To be conscious, what should you think? Or what should you perceive? And if that is your happiness, what should you do to be happy? For a sensation, bring the sense object to sense organ. To be happy, the happiness itself. Samahita. Swarupe samahita antakaranam. They had that time bilokaya atmanam akhanda vaivavam. Atmanam akhanda vaivavam bilokaya. See the akhanda vaivava, the magnificence of your existence. Indivisible, all-pervasive, absolute existence. The magnificence, the brilliance. You see it in yourself. Atmanam akhanda vaivava, that is your nature. Nothing reduces it, nothing limits it. Everything gets overwhelmed by it. How can a tiny wave hide the ocean of water? How can a tiny thought of something hide the ocean of consciousness? Or how can any number of waves hide the ocean of water? How can any number of thought hide the consciousness? Cannot. That is where your acceptance is absolutely brilliant. And having seen it, vichindhi bandham bhavagandha gandhitam. So bandham vichindhi. May you completely destroy this bandha, this bondage. You destroy this bondage. Huh? There's a nice Zen story. One day the student goes, this is all talked in every tradition, but anyway, you read it in every place. So many stories are there in Indian tradition, we see all these things, because the storehouse, you can read it as a Sufi story, you can read it as a Jain story, you can read it as Aesop's people, but everything also you read it in Mitralava, Pancho, so many Hitopadesha. So many stories you see in this Birbal story, what is that, the other boy, Tenali Raman. It's too many. It doesn't matter who says, but the story is nice. What he says, the student goes to the teacher. Oh, teacher, yes, what do you want? I am bound. Please make me free. The teacher says, brilliant, very good. Show me your bondage. please make me free. The teacher says, show me your bondage. Can you please show me your bondage? Your sense of bondage, can you show me? It's not physical, right? Suppose you say, I'm bound. Listen, I'm bound, please make me free. Your hands are tied. I shall immediately untie it. Your legs are shackled. I'll unshackle it. Your hands and legs are tied. I'll untie it. Make you free. But you are walking free. And you say, please release me. Understand? Physically, take this point. Physically, you cannot tie yourself down. You need somebody to tie you. Right or wrong? These magicians, when they come and say, no, oh, you tie me down, I'll be like the Houdini. Scotland Yard people come and tie him down, and he gets out. That's not magic. Magic is let himself get tied down. Let him tie himself. That will be the magic. Getting out is not magic, because there will be some knot somewhere, he'll go. Tie himself down. You cannot tie yourself down. You please try yourself. Take yourself. Physically, you cannot tie yourself down. Maximum one knot you can make. With very much difficulty, you can make one. Your leg you can tie, but not your hands. Tie yourself in your hand. You cannot. Mentally, nobody can tie you down unless you cooperate. I'm talking when you are young, young adult, when you're an adult. That is why long before you tie yourself down by the thought, with so many conditionings of the childhood, you are already tied down by the thoughts. But to continue that bondage, your cooperation is absolutely imperative, needed. Just because my mother says, shall I take it? Just because my father says, shall I take it? Just because the scripture says, shall I take it? No. Question. That's why it's not an authoritative tradition. This is what I say, take it. Keep it with yourself. Keep it with yourself. Even Krishna was questioned by Arjuna. Krishna says, in the beginning, I gave this truth to everybody. Evam parampara praptam rishaya rajarshayo vidu. I gave it in the beginning. Arjuna says, are you nuts? Param janma vivasvana manavepraha mano vikshakavavriti se imam vivashyate yogam proktavan ahamabhyam. In the beginningless time, I am the one who gave it to Vivaswan. Vivaswan told to Manu, Manu told to Ikshaku, like this it is coming down. Arjuna says, to whom are you trying to cheat? Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvata. These Vivaswan, Manu and others, they have been born long time back. Aparam, you are contemporary, my time. You are in Gopapura born, I was born in Hastina. My time you are born. Katham etat bijaniyam, how do I know you told in the beginning? See? He can say, come on, I'm God, don't question nonsense. He pulls his legs. And what all things he has done with God. That's why in the 11th chapter when you see that, when he see this Vishwarupa, he says, oh Lord, Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam. Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Sakheti. Tat kshamaye, please forgive me. You're thinking, considering you as my friend, I have put my leg on you. Ahara, vihara, sayasana, bhojaneshu. While eating together, while sleeping together, while walking out together, while doing everything together. What more intimate thing you can do with a person? You eat together, sleep together, walking together, do everything together. What more intimate thing you can do? He did everything with God. But still he did not know that is Krishna, that is the truth, that is himself. And the person thinks, oh, if I can have darshan, everything will be fine. I'll touch your bottom. Darshan Krishna's will flash in front of you. What nonsense. And $100 for that, of course. Money is the bigger God. And people are also fools. They think if they part with money, they will have darshan. Question. You can be destroyed as a child. A lot of thoughts are given. But as you grow up, there are many things we have discarded, right or wrong. But you know what you don't discard? Whichever is convenient, you don't discard. So cute. Convenient things. Mother says, don't smoke. Just because mother says, no, I'm not my mother's child. What is wrong with smoke? Grow up, baby, grow up. So smoke. Mother said, you must help everybody. Whatever you want, 50% you must give to everybody. Mother doesn't know anything, old timer. Good things, of course he's old timer. Bad thing, yeah. You understand? You have started thinking. When you start thinking, you better question everything, not selectively few things. And that means your bandha, your bondage. Why do I feel like this? What binds me? Understand? Physically, you cannot bind yourself. Mentally, nobody can bind you unless you maintain your ignorance. Can you question yourself? Can you expose yourself to this knowledge? Understand yourself, who you are? Then, this bandha. So in your bondage, I'll free it. There is no bondage. You are the bondage. So know yourself. Understand? Don't say, I am bound, I am the bondage. The I is the bondage. I is not bound. I is the bondage. When that is seen, finished. Vichindi bandham bhavagandha ganditam. So remove that bondage, which is bhavagandha ganditam, which has got the scent of bondage of the creation. Of this, meaning it carries the stink of the bondage because of the sansara continuously changing. Therefore, I think I am changing. When you see yourself who you are, of the same samsara continues, body continues, but nothing binds you. It's like a policeman. Previously, you thought you were a prisoner. Now you are the police inspector, in charge of the jail. Previously you could not come in and out, you are in prison. Now you can come and out, you are a free person. Same thing, previously I thought I was stuck in this. Now I am happy with myself. Therefore the same place is no more a bondage. Absolutely free. I use my thought, my body, the world. Ichindi bandha bhavavandha ganditam yatnena punstvam safali kurusva. So with all your effort, in exposing yourself to this knowledge, thinking over it, punstvam safalam kurusva, may you make your life fulfilled. Be yourself. With that, he comes to an end, and then he will continue. What more shall I do? We shall see that verse. The next verse we shall see. What is this? How do I do that? Read the verse, we shall see. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam Satchidanandamadvayam Bhaktiyatmanamamatmastham Bhavayatmanamatmastham Nabhuya kalpate dhvane. He says, do that. If you do so, you will never be, not only no more bound in this life, but there is no other life. You are liberated once for all. Close your eyes.